Imani Bates is coming to Memphis. Rasheed Wallace is coming to Memphis. And Stadium's national college basketball analyst, Jeff Goodman, well, he'll probably be coming to Memphis at some point now, but he joins me right now over Zoom to break it all down. Jeff, thank you so much for taking some time. We've already seen the updated preseason rankings rolling in. Some of those have the Tigers top 10, others barely inside the top 25. You have Memphis 7th. Can you tell me, what is the rest of the country thinking?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, honestly, I think they're thinking maybe that Penny Hardaway can't coach, because I can't figure out any other reason why you wouldn't have this team with this blend of talent, young talent, albeit, and veterans, you know, certainly with some of the guys they've got coming back. That's the big difference from this Memphis team from a couple of years ago that brought in, obviously, you know, James Wiseman and Precious and Boogie Ellis. Wiseman only played 3 games, so it wasn't quite fair to be able to evaluate Penny off that class. But this class, again, I love Imani Bates. I love Jalen Duren for what he can bring right now, which is toughness, physicality, a rebounder, an interior scorer, and a guy who can block shots. But Imani Bates is the real deal.
Now, you had a terrific column a few weeks ago, an exclusive with Imani Bates, broke the news that he would be coming to Memphis and Oregon for those visits before his announcement. In that, you mentioned some of the outside the bounds of normal expectations, almost unfair expectations put on this kid when he was 15 years old. What should we realistically expect from a 17-year-old Imani Bates going into year 1 of college?
Well, first of all, he's 183 pounds, okay? So he's 6'9", 183 pounds. So the physicality of the college game will be an adjustment for him. But again, he is so skilled as a scorer. And the biggest difference that I saw this past summer watching him down at Augusta at the Peach Jam, the top AAU tournament every year, from 2 years ago, or almost 3 years ago now, what was, again, that Imani Bates was just wired to score then. Now he's a guy who can make people better. He's got good court vision. And the experiment that I think we're going to see, which is Imani Bates at the point guard spot, is going to be fascinating to watch, especially when he's tutored by a 6'9" point guard in Penny Hardaway, who is one of the best at not looking like a point guard, but playing like a point guard.
Now, we've seen a lot of recruits over the last few years that would maybe be a traditional 2 through 4, say they're planning to be a point guard here at Memphis. Some of those we've seen it happen, others not so much. Are you confident that Imani Bates can be a starting point guard for a top 10 team right now?
You know, it's going to take some time. Again, the sooner he gets there and gets under Penny Hardaway's tutelage, it's going to help him. He's not a natural point guard, but honestly, if you look around, not only college basketball, but the NBA, how many natural point guards are there these days? He could score. That's what they want. I kind of compare him to Jason Tatum at the same stage, to be honest. They're similar height, similar build. Imani's thinner than Tatum was, but Tatum was wiry at that point and could really score. But what I saw were visions of what Tatum can do, again, making people better at the same stage. And again, as Imani gets bigger, gets stronger. And the crazy part is he could be in Memphis for 2 years. I mean, he can't go to the NBA after 1 year. So either he's got to come back to Memphis, he could transfer if things don't work out at Memphis, or he could go to the G League. But ultimately, if things go well at Memphis, you could have him for 2 years.
Now, not only Jalen Duren and Imani Bates, before that, there were 7 other guys already committed to be an incoming class for Memphis this year. How do you think Penny balances not only those guys with the playing time, but some of the guys that are already coming back, your Lester Quinones, your Landers Nolly, your DeAndre Williams?
That's going to be the biggest challenge, chemistry. Chemistry and point guard play. Those are the 2 things, and maybe the only 2 things that I'm concerned about with this Memphis team right now. And it is a guy like Landers Nolly, right? He transferred from Virginia Tech, be able to play on the perimeter a little bit more. He was able to do that. He put up, 13 a game, and he's coming back thinking his role is probably going to expand. And all of a sudden, late in the summer, you get arguably the 2 best high school players in the country, in Imani Bates and Jalen Duren. And now, again, you're looking at 13 a game, and he might be fortunate to average 13 a game. So how is he going to embrace that, or is he going to fight it? And the great thing is you've got a staff now. Penny Hardaway is not a rookie head coach in college, number one. And you've got Larry Brown, who's been around forever. I mean, not seemingly forever, forever. And you have Rasheed Wallace, who I think is the perfect guy to tutor Jalen Duren, because Rasheed's a skilled big. Rasheed obviously played hard. He had some issues, with referees, but for the most part, she played hard and was super skilled. And those are the areas that Jalen Duren needs to get better at. So I think everything is pieced together here well, other than the fact my only questions, again, are chemistry and accepting roles from those older guys and point guard playing. Can Imani be the guy, or is this just something that, honestly, it's point guard by committee at the end?
Now, you touched on it there. This coaching staff, we have a ton of marquee names on the court and a bunch of them in suits as well on the sidelines. We've seen it before with Mike Miller on staff. But what does having a guy like Larry Brown, somebody that's mentored Penny, having Rasheed Wallace, Cody Toppert, having that kind of impact, what does that do for them this year? And is there a team in the country that can compete in terms of NBA experience with Memphis out there?
No chance anybody can compete with NBA experience. You're selling, an elite level, 2 elite level former NBA players now with Penny and Sheed. You're selling an elite level former NBA coach in Larry Brown, and a guy, again, Cody Toppert, who's got a reputation of really being able to develop talent. So I think with those 4 guys, Penny put together a staff with kind of a process in mind here. Well, how can he convince somebody like Imani Bates and Jalen Duren to come? How can he continue and maybe get Derek Lively, who knows, next year? Well, the best way to do it is tell these kids, we have the blueprint to get you to the NBA and help you be ready when you get to the NBA. What better to do that than have a bunch of former NBA players and coaches?
I have to address the storm cloud hanging over Shelby County right now. There is an NCAA infractions case waiting to drop. What is the likelihood right now, given the climate of the NCAA, name, image, and likeness, everything else, that this dream season for the Tigers gets derailed, that a postseason ban possibly happens? Is that on the table still?
Yeah, anything's on the table with the NCAA, because we have no idea what they're going to do and to the rate that they're going to do it. I mean, if I'm a betting man, I'm saying they're not going to do it quick enough for any of these schools at this point, just because they're incredibly slow. But at some point, they're going to have to make a decision. What I would say is, to me, once school starts, the NCAA should not be allowed to put a postseason ban in place for that given season, because now those kids cannot transfer. Once the first class starts, to me, then you should not be able to again, implement a postseason ban for that season, because those kids don't have any choice and they can't transfer. So that, again, that's me. That's actual reasoning. The NCAA doesn't normally go by reasoning.
What do you see coming in here from name, image, and likeness in terms of these top-end recruits?
Yeah, I mean, when I talked to Imani a few weeks back, he said, listen, I get it. I can make more money now in college with name, image, likeness coming into play than I can with a G League Ignite. Overtime elite, that's kind of a different situation, but G League Ignite is really just focused in on getting 5 or 6 guys, and they don't want to pay right now more than about $500,000 a year. Will that go up? Maybe as Adam Silver sees that, listen, $500,000 isn't going to cut it for somebody like Imani Bates or Jalen Duren. So ultimately, I think it is a game changer for those elite level players. Overtime elite, honestly, the high school league right now that's paying, in excess of, some guys they're paying $500,000 a year to juniors in high school. That's hard to turn down. I don't know about you, Clayton, but if somebody offered me $500,000 a year as a junior in high school, I probably would have taken it.
Yeah, no question. I don't even know what I would do with $500,000 right now. Jeff, thank you so much for taking some time. We really appreciate it. We can't wait to see you in Memphis. You got to tell us what barbecue spot you're going to go to.
I'll be there, man. I'll be there. Whatever barbecue spot you want to take me to, I'm good for.
Barbecue shop on Madison. It's happening.
Done.